What's up, YouTubers? How y'all doing today? Today we're going to play around with a little bit of solar, and we're going to see if we can't make a solar powered phone charger. It's super easy, and you only have to order one thing other than the solar panels, which is the buck boost converter. That is this magic little device right here. You can get them on eBay or Amazon, super cheap. I think I got these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. But they're just this little board, and all it does is it changes the voltage that comes out of the solar panels. That's all you need. In order to charge your phone, you need 5 volts. So solar panels are not normally 5 volts. Mine in particular are about 24 volts. And I'll show you those right there. They don't have a single sticker on them or nothing. So these solar panels don't have a single sticker on them or anything. They were given to me by my neighbor, or from my neighbor, so I have no clue who even makes them. But they're basic little, not very little, they're about 2 by 2 square solar panels. Sorry, the sun is beaming right now. Okay, so I've actually got 2 of them, and I've wired them together parallel, so positive to positive, negative to negative on these 2 solar panels. And then you're gonna wanna go right into your buck boost converter. As you can see, I got my little red light on there, and if we get real close, you can see it says in positive right there in front of my finger, and then it says in negative. So that tells you exactly how to wire it in. So you put your positive to one side, negative to the other side, and then this one's even got a fancy little switch right there, if you can see that. That's your on-off switch. That's going to be right, where's my finger? Right there. Okay, so you're going to want to keep it off while you're wiring it, yada yada. So let me show you how to set this thing up to start charging a device. So once you get your power in, then you're going to want to get a voltmeter. I'm sorry, unfortunately, you're going to have a voltmeter in order to do this. The reason why is because the voltage that comes out of this thing when you first buy this is not going to be the voltage that you need. And then the other thing you're going to need is this handy dandy little flathead screwdriver. So I'm going to put my test leads, let me point with this little screwdriver here. I'm going to put my test leads right here and right here. And you can see right there, it says out positive, and then right over, nope, they didn't bother to put out negative, because once you know what the positive is, it's kind of obvious that's a negative. So I'm going to put my positive test lead here and my negative test lead here, and then I'm going to put my voltmeter on DC voltage around 20 or 200 volts. I'm going to put it on 20. So let's move that to 20. Okay, and then once you get that done, you're going to have to figure out what the output is coming out of the converter. So let me do that right now. Give me just a second. Okay, now I have that done. My test leads are on the output side of my buck boost converter. Then we can read the voltage here, and we've got 15.769 volts. So that is way too high to charge your phone. Do not use that high voltage to charge your phone. Okay, so how you adjust this is you're going to go right here to these are little potentiometers. One, it says CC, that means constant current. This one right here says CV. Let's get you a little closer so you can see that. That CV is going to be constant voltage. Oh, and there's the negative for the negative side right here. But anyway, so first off, you're going to want to go to the CV. That's going to be your voltage adjustment. So see this little screw on top here? You can see as you spin that, give that little spinny dinny, you can watch your voltage on the voltmeter and watch it change. How freaking nifty is that? So right now I'm turning to the left, lefty loosey, righty tighty, turning to the left. Oh, and you can see my voltage is steady dropping. Man, trying to do this with one hand, hold my phone, and yeah, that's kind of tricky. You should be proud of me right now. But anyway, I'm going all the way down, and we want to step this thing all the way down to 5 volts. So just spin, 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 and watch the voltage constantly go down. Oh, of course, now it's gonna come off. Tiny freaking screw. Okay, there we go. Spinning to the left, voltage going down. Let's see if I can get both of that. Yes, sir. And I'm actually going to stop mine a little bit higher than 5 volts because I want to make sure this thing charges my battery hog of a phone. So we're going to go about 5.5 volts. There we go. So now the other part you're going to need is a cord for whatever you want to charge. In my case, I need a USB Type-C. This old USB Type-C cord, old fancy top of the line charger cord nowadays. And you're going to want to cut the USB side end off. The part that plugs into your charger block. You're going to want to cut it off. And then this particular one had 3 wires. I had a white, a blue, and a black. Before you cut the end off, if you can, well, no, you could just plug in the other end that you cut off. So after you cut the end off, you're going to want to separate the wires, strip all the wires, and then you're going to want to plug it in without the wires touching, and you're going to want to test the voltage on these wires. So you're going to want to find out with a voltmeter, you're going to still need a voltmeter, put your test leads on the wires that you cut after you cut the end off, and figure out which ones you're positive and which ones you're negative. And if there's 2 positives, like in my case, figure out both of the ones that are positive and you're negative. 99.89% of the time, your negative is going to be black. Almost, I mean, very rarely have I ever found it, almost never. So your black is most likely going to be negative. So when you start to test these wires, put your black lead, your ground lead on the negative, and then check the other wires. And once you get a voltage of 5.5 volts and there's no negative symbol over here, because if you were backwards, there'd be a negative symbol over here. But if you have no negative symbol notifying that your leads are correctly hooked to the wires and you get 5 volts, you know that the black wire is your ground and the other wire that you're on is your positive. So you're going to want to hook that up in this just like it is whenever it was normally powered. So that way you know that it's going to give the same output as it typically would to charge your phone. In my case, I had a blue, a white, and a black. The black was my ground. Sorry, I don't want to unhook all this to real quick. So the black was my ground, and I had a positive 5 volts on the blue and the white. Blue and the white. So all I did is I put the blue and white together and put it in the positive, and then I take the black and I'm going to put it in the negative. I've got a good 5.5 volts, so I know I'm not going to damage my phone or anything. So now I'm going to go ahead and hook that up, and then we can test it to make sure it's going to work. There's a little bit further you can go with this because that CC is your constant current. So therefore you can turn the current up and down to charge your phone faster or slower. I'll show you how to test that in just a minute, but first, let's get this thing going. So give me just a second, let me hook this up. Okay, USB Type-C hooked up here, right there. And then there's the input from our solar. We tested our voltage a minute ago, it was at 5 volts. Let's try it. Here, hopefully don't blow up my phone. I still got to give this thing to AT&T so I can get $800 off my new phone. I just got a new phone. You know, they give you 30 days to bring in your old phone because I know 9 times out of 10 people ain't ever going to do it once they leave that store. Okay, we're not doing nothing because I didn't turn the switch back on. So we got to turn the switch back on and cross your fingers. Boop! Light came on. Got a little light in there. You see the light in there? And guess what? We are charging. Bam! And we are charging properly. I don't have no exclamation point or nothing that would come up here and tell you that something's wrong with your charging. So that means we know we are charging good. I got the little ring right here that is flashing. That's telling you it's charging. So now we have a solar powered phone device charger. As of right now, you can hook up anything that takes a USB Type-C and you can charge that sucker. If you put, say, a female USB port on here, which would be a little bit trickier, but you can buy, you know, like a USB extension cord where it has a female on one end and a male on the other, and you can cut that female off and hook that on here. Then you can plug in any USB cord to this. I have an extension cord, but I'm not going in there to grab it. You know what I mean. So that way, if you have something that takes the old-fashioned micro USB, you can charge it. If you have something that takes Type-C, you can charge it. Anything that you want to charge. If you want to charge this little battery bank right here, it takes a USB Type-C. I mean, a micro USB. If I can open this joker, it takes a micro USB. You could charge this just as well, because you need a port like this. You could also take like one of these battery banks apart and unsolder that port right there and figure out which one's where the positive is and where the negative is, and you could put some wires on it and put it right here, or solder it right onto the board. Take these off and solder it right on the board. All that stuff is, you know, if you want to take it to the next level and get fancy with it. But for the basic, I want to charge this phone that takes a Type-C. This is how you do it. This is the simplest way that I found to do it, and charge protection for your phone is built into your phone, so you don't need no charge protection or nothing fancy like that. All you need is a constant 5 volts and you will charge that phone. So this guy, link in the description, couple bucks. Be careful. If you short out one of the pins on the bottom of this thing, it will not work anymore. I already did it on this one. I had it sitting right here on this metal freaking rail on my truck like a dummy, and hooked it all up, and it worked for a second, and then something shorted out on the bottom and burned up my dang transistor right here. Yeah, burn up my transistor. It's getting hotter and hot. So I've got to fix that. I'll change that transistor and I'll fix it. But don't do what I did. Don't be dumb. I'm a dummy. Don't be a dummy. So what I did is I hot glued a piece of foam in there, and then I even went ahead and had an old heat sink. I glued a heat sink on there. I'm going to be 3D printing a box that you can put this in, and I'm actually going to 3D print some little knobbies that go onto those potentiometers, so that way you can just spin the knobbies with your hands and adjust this thing. Maybe even get fancy with it and put a DC meter on here and wire in a little DC meter to the voltage output, so that way you can check the voltage that comes out constantly with a little meter. But that's all. Like I said, that's if you want to get fancy with it. For the basics, you can take this thing right here and you can duct tape it to your freaking board right there, wire it in, like I said, hold it on with some duct tape, run a wire off of it, put your USB cord off of it, and bam, you can carry around that solar panel like you're the cool guy at school with your backpack, and charge your phone with solar anywhere you want. I hope you like this video. This stuff is for me. I like doing stuff like this because why not? If you've got sunshine like this and you can use it, why not use it? So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I won't keep you any longer. If you have any questions at all, man, that sun is bright, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll be happy to help you. Or if you just want to say this is completely dumb, you could do that too. That's completely up to you. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, yada yada yada. You guys have a good day. Almost forgot how to adjust the current. So let's do that. So if you remember, we turned our little potentiometer screw here to the left to turn the voltage down. So that means if we would have turned it to the right, the voltage will go up. On this particular one, it's the same case for your current. So if you put your little handy dandy screwdriver on the CC one, not the CV, the CC, that's your current, and you go on here and you turn it to the left, your current will go down. In my case, and probably yours too, you're going to want to turn that sucker up as high as it'll go, because the higher your current, the faster your phone will charge. And if your phone is anything like mine, it's a power sucking son of a gun, you're going to want that current all the way up. So if you keep turning and listen closely, you're going to hear a little click, a little click. So that's when you know you're to the end that you can adjust that potentiometer, if you don't break it with your screwdriver like I'm about to. Okay, so we're going to keep turning and we're going to hear this little click. Turning to the right. This is not as easy as I'm making it look. Little freaking screw. Come on. I swear you could turn this thing for days. It was all the way down. Had to have been. Oh, there it went. Okay, I'm going to do it for you again. I'm going to do it for you again so you can maybe hear that, to have an idea of what it sounds like. Do you hear that? Yep. Once you hear that click, then you know you are adjusted as far as you can go with that little potentiometer. So now my current is all the way up because I turned it to the right, righty-tighty. Right is up, left is down. So now my current's all the way up. Now your phone will charge as fast as you can with the amount of solar that you have. So I'm at 5% already. I've been charging like 3 minutes. I don't know if you know that, but these phones usually take a while. If you've got a slow charger, this phone's going to charge slower than sin. But now it's charging pretty quick. So that's almost equivalent to like a lightning charger or a fast charger. So that's good. So a couple little solar panels, this little device right here, link in the description, and bam, you can charge that joker. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your mom, share with your daddy, share with your brother, share with your sister. You know, share the video too. I would highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support and returning viewers. I really appreciate your, your loyalty and support. Thank you so much for watching and tuning into my channel. I'm a growing channel, so any more subscribers that I get is very good for me. I just was able to start monetizing not long ago, so that subscribe button really helps. And for those of you that don't know, that subscribe button is absolutely free. I know they use the word subscribe, which is a terrible word to use, because I've actually had people that, friends of mine that I've asked to subscribe to the channel, and they're like, oh, well, whenever I get some money, I'll subscribe. And I'm like, no, it doesn't cost money. It's free. All it is trying to get you to click a button so that way you get notified if I upload more videos, or if you go to your subscriptions tab, you can find the channels that you subscribe to and the channels you subscribe to only, and no other creators will be on that list. That is all the subscribe button is for. So now I gave you a little lowdown on the subscribe button. Click that subscribe button, show some love. I would appreciate it. I hope you like this video. I hope this information was helpful to you, and get out and go charge your phone. Y'all have a good one. Well, since I made the solar charger, I said, well, hell, I might as well put it somewhere. Might as well put it on the Jeep. So I jerry-rigged my solar panel charger to go on the Jeep. Why not? You say, well, why'd you put solar on your Jeep, Nick? You got a battery in your Jeep. you could just use your battery charger in your Jeep. And it's, well, you're right. But you ever just done something just cause you freaking can? I happen to have an excess of solar panels right now. So I said, well, hell, I'm gonna put it on the truck. And yesterday, just yesterday, I was at the bank. The poor guy had a Mercedes with a dead battery. Sure was. And I had to jump him off with these here jumper cables right there. I had to jump him off. So I thought to myself, I'm like, well, hell, I'm too old to be breaking down with a dead battery and stuff at the bank. What would I do in that situation? Well, I'd have been just like him, SOL. So now, if I happen to be broke down with a dead battery at any given time during the day, I literally painter taped that joker to the side of the Jeep right here. You can see my little light on in there. And charging, baby. So I can literally change this, just take some of my tape off of there and adjust it to 14 volts output, 12 volts, and put it to the battery of my Jeep, and I could charge my Jeep battery in the case that I have a dead battery and cannot start the truck. During the day, I could hook that joker right to the battery on the Jeep, and I could charge my Jeep right up without no outside assistance. And oh, I left my knife up there. And I can ease on out of wherever I'm stuck at. So I figured it'd be a good thing to have on the Jeep. So that's what I done. So here's how you put solar on your truck too. So it's a solar charger to charge your phone, but you can change the voltage to charge just about anything you want. So there's a lot to those little buck boost converters. So I hope you like this video again, and thanks for watching. Get your butt outside. Now you got no excuse to be stuck in the house. You can be outside, enjoying the weather, and still be able to charge your phone. You ain't got to go in the house because you got to wait for your phone to charge. Go on outside, plug it in, right in the solar panels, charge it up. Stay outside. Y'all have a good one.